Remember from the previous clip that strategy involves three main elements. First, strategic analysis and formulation. Second, strategic choice. And finally, strategy implementation. Hi, I am Dr. David Monkton, Lecturer Agribusiness, University of Tasmania. I've prepared this lecture with material supplied by Dr. Neil Ritson, Senior Lecturer, and Dr. Alison Bailey, Professor of Farm Management at Lincoln University, New Zealand. In this clip, we continue to explore the strategic management process. We examine the SWOT analysis and strategy formulation through examining how strategy is applied at the corporate, business, and functional levels. We also evaluate strategic choice and strategy implementation. In formulating corporate level strategy, we need to think about our portfolio, the mix of business units and product lines that fit together in a logical way to provide synergy and competitive advantage for our business. BCG Boston Consulting Group Matrix organises business along two dimensions: business growth rate and market share. Business growth rate is how rapidly the entire industry is increasing. Market share is whether a business unit has a larger or smaller share than competitors. The combination of the two provides four categories for a corporate portfolio. Star, large market share in a rapidly growing industry, important because it has additional growth potential, is visible and attractive, will generate profits and positive cash flow. Cash cow exists in a mature, slow growth industry, but it is a dominant business in the industry. With a large market share, heavy investments are no longer required, it can earn a positive cash flow, and the business can milk the cash cow to invest in other riskier businesses. Question mark exists in a new, rapidly growing industry but only has a small market share. Business is risky. It could become a star or fail, but could invest in them with a goal of nurturing future star. Dog, or poor performer, is a relatively small share of a slow growth market, provides little profit, may be for liquidation or divestment if turnaround is not possible. In formulating business level strategy, Porter suggests businesses can adopt one of three strategies: differentiation, cost leadership, or focus. You may remember these were discussed earlier in this module. Differentiation is a strategy which attempts to distinguish the products or services from others in the industry. It may use advertising, distinctive product features, exceptional service, or new technology. Cost leadership is a strategy whereby the business aims to deliver its product or service at a price lower than its competitors. The organisation aggressively seeks efficient facilities, pursues cost reductions, and uses tight controls to produce products more efficiently than competitors. This strategy requires economies of scale in production and close attention to efficiency and operating costs. A low-cost position is needed to undercut competitors' prices. The product must be perceived as comparable by consumers to earn reasonable profit. Focus is a strategy which involves competing in a particular market segment, targeting a specific consumer group or geographic market. It will use either a differentiation or low-cost approach, but only for a narrow target market. These strategies will revolve around internal development, expanding or redeploying relevant resources. Partnership strategies are an alternative approach to competing that involves collaboration. In some situations, businesses can gain competitive advantage by cooperating with other firms rather than competing. It was once a strategy adopted by smaller firms that needed greater marketing muscle or international access. It is now a way of life for many businesses, large and small. The question is not whether to collaborate, but rather where, how much, and with whom. There are a number of different types of relationship strategies based on the degree of collaboration. In preferred supplier relationships, a company develops a relationship with a supplier, eliminating middlemen, This provides some long-term security for both, although the level of collaboration is relatively low. Strategic business partnerships involve greater collaboration. The businesses remain as separate entities but collaborate to gain competitive advantage. It may be the case of exchange of resources for a share in market sales, or go beyond that into a strategic alliance or joint venture, where the businesses share the risks and costs associated with the new venture, such as cooperation in developing markets, services, or markets. These vary from highly formal contractual arrangements to looser forms of cooperation. There are usually advantages to be gained by both parties. There are also acquisitions, where one company acquires another and mergers, where the arrangement is mutual and voluntary. Formulating functional level strategy is the final level of strategy and is about the action plans adopted by major departments to support the execution of business level strategy. The major functions include marketing, production finance, human resources, and research and development. Let's look at a number of potential strategies. Take a differentiation strategy, introducing new products, where functional units adopt a strategy appropriate for growth. Marketing should test the market, conduct consumer product trials, and undertake aggressive advertising campaigns. The finance department may need to borrow money, authorize the construction of new production facilities, handle large cash investments. Human resources may need to recruit additional personnel or provide training of existing employees for a move into new positions. For a low-cost strategy, marketing should stress brand loyalty and the development of established, reliable distribution channels. Production should maintain long production runs, routines, and cost reduction. Finance should focus on net cash flows and positive cash balances. Human resources strategy is about retaining and developing a stable workforce, including transfer, advancements, and incentives for efficiency and safety. The initial analysis stage provides the basis for strategic choice. Based upon the vision and mission statement, the business's capabilities in terms of its strengths and weaknesses, and any identified opportunities or threats. Once strategies are chosen, management must put them into action. This is the final step in the strategic management process. In essence, the task changes from strategic planning to strategic management. Strategy implementation is the stage of strategic management that involves the use of managerial and organisational tools to direct resources toward achieving strategic outcomes. It is about the administration and execution of the plan. There is a need to ensure that the business has a suitable structure, the right resources in terms of skills, finance, technology, etc., and the right culture. Strategy depends on operational factors being put into place. Strategy needs to be correctly implemented through changes in leadership, structure, human resources and information, and control systems where required. Leadership is about the ability to influence people to adopt the new behaviours needed for strategy implementation. An important part of implementing strategy is building consensus, persuasion, motivation, and shaping cultures and values. Structural design of the business begins with the organisational chart, the responsibilities and degrees of authority. Implementing a new strategy may mean changes in organisational structure. Human resources relates to the employees and the human resource function of recruiting, selecting, training, transferring, promoting, and laying off employees to achieve strategic goals. Information and control systems includes the reward system and pay incentives, the budgets for allocating resources, information technology systems, and the organisation's rules, policies and procedures. Changes in these systems represent major tools for putting strategy into action. The final stage is to monitor the implementation of strategy. Management must, therefore, also initiate monitoring and control systems. To do this satisfactorily, there is a need to set standards and targets with respect to key objectives to judge progress and performance. Strategy implementation and control is considered by some to be the most difficult and important part of strategic management. In summary, strategic management begins with an evaluation of the organisation's current mission, goals and strategy, deciding how a business will be different. This evaluation is followed by a situation analysis. SWOT analysis is a key tool in this process. Situation analysis leads to the formulation of strategic plans, potentially at different levels, which then must be implemented. I hope these 2 lectures on the strategic management process will be useful to you in your businesses. Thank you.